Blessings, 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 blessings. Glorious Wednesday night. Can everybody hear me? My people, talk to me. Medea. I can't hear me. I can't. Testing, mic check. One, yeah, Jeffrey, big up yourself. All right, people. You want to know? Mega say yes. All right, take it from the top. I could big up everybody. I know you know it go family time, right? Who we have here? Burl. Yes, deep dive and speak the truth. Always, baby. Always, always, always. Pick up yourself, Merle. Petra, blessings, blessings. Miss B, greetings to you and the family. J Master, songwriter, blessings. Carla Banks, blessings, 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 everybody. Douglas, blessings. Patel, good to see your face in the place. Good evening. Miss E, good evening, good evening. Bless up yourself. Beverly, happiness Wednesday to you too. ACLB, bless up. RJ, Simia, Miss D, Dorrit, up, way up there. Who is this? Mr. Jeffrey Tavares, Vumva V himself. Big up yourself, Jeffrey. Joe Blogs, stay so. Blessings, family. JP, Wednesday night blessings to you too. Hey, now man, Montague, aka Laps Coach. Big up yourself, big up yourself. See, Maggie, what my name people are telling us my name Willie Spanks. Now man, behave yourself, sir. Modius, greetings, greetings. Andrew Pine. Hold on, go back a second, please, producer. Yeah, Andrew, thank you very much. Thank you very much. A wonderful show last night, man. A master stroke, you know. Things came out and it's reverberating throughout the diaspora and Jamaica. But thank you for sharing it with your contacts. Much appreciated. Walk like a champion. Good evening to you. JP, blessings, blessings. Nerine, yeah man, me a going night, not top, Nerine, not top. Mega what? East New York, Flatbush, East Flatbush, and of course Crown Heights. Safe, cause the man they bought the place. Kinsley, bless up yourself, sir. D. Henry, time come, time come, time come. We know what that mean. We know what that mean. Montague, James, um, good night to you, son. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, I should say. Yeah. Neville Shackleford, Eddie from Firehouse. Big up yourself, my brother. Hey, Eddie, by the way, Eddie, this Saturday, we'll find a tune, you know, for your brother. What your brother do? Perico. I'm going to play it. I'll play it. So more you tune in Saturday. Well, you always tune in anyway, but make a special effort. Whatever rain, snow, sleet, wind, nothing mustn't stop you from this Saturday because I'll play at least one of Federico tune. So big up yourself. Marcia Este. Go back again, producer. To Marcia. Oh, Elaine. Oh, yeah, Marcia, big up yourself. Kimon. Yeah, man. Up. Big up. Andrea. Yes. Stay so. Big G64. Hey. Sam Allen. Oh, yeah, you're loud and clear. Good. Thank you. Fruit the Pond. Good evening to you. Candy Max. Greetings to you as well, Candy Max. One Indian. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, Gillian Morris shared last night to my 4.1 thousand peeps. Gillian, much appreciated. You know, we have to spread the word around and make people know what's going on. And people like you make it happen. And, you know, the vibration, whatever I feel right now, people like you are a part of this movement. And we thank you very much and ask you to continue to stride with us as we move in unison to ensure that our people the yoke around your necks, that the yoke will be removed. So we thank you, Jillian. Big up yourself. Reggae girl, big up yourself. Good night, good night, good night. But my people them there, my people them there, my people them there. I no producer, I no see Maureen Hines. What's it? The prayer going out to the tip of the spirit. Hey, Maureen, thank you so much. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Much appreciated. Marcia said, respect, respect, enough love. Crimson Records, greetings, greetings. Sharon Samuels, good night. Bless up, bless up, bless up. All right, Jillian. Thank you, thank you. I see you, SSL. Is what? Is a bomb that SSL? I thought it was Hiroshima, but Hiroshima bigger than that still in the ICU. But me get the message still. ICU. You watch your program last night. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Candy Max. They come quiet today. Come quiet. All right. All right, Candy Max. Real black command. Big up yourself. And good night to you too. Tampo 1960 TV. Up top with another. Same so. Semanesh. Siria. Greetings. Welcome. That's it, producer. Producer now talk to me, you know. Oh yeah. Producer say, yeah, that's. Oh, yup. Okay. All right. Folks, listen. Last night was as advertised, you know. The man brought the goods, the man meaning Mystic Sensation and his lovely wife, Lady Ann. Them bring the thing, you know. And we are here, so why it's a sensation. Pan. Speaking of sensation, the story last night is a sensation on all over social media. Everybody are talk about it, you know. And what it shows is that people actually fed up and frustrated, and they're coming out and they're talking. They're talking. Yeah, them are talk, you know. Yvonne Riley, good night, good night. People are talk. Yeah, man. Walter Jones, Mystic Sensation, man. Big things are going over there, man. And listen, Sam Allen said, hope more former SSL workers come out and let the world know what's taking place along with it. Hey, I'm telling you something. I'm telling you something. Pick up yourself, Sam. Tell you something. Sam, you read my mind, you know. It's frightening, you read my mind. But, Nerine said, hit the like button. Yeah. Reggae Girl said, them doing nothing upon the great investigation. No. Hey, them can't hide. Them can't hide. And what's happening now is that lots of people reaching out to us now because them just can't take it anymore. So they're reaching out to us and them saying, look, we want to tell you what I go on, right? And we catalog all of them. And right now, Kevin, I work on something for me. And if it work out, we'll have some more things to play this Saturday. You know, we'll have some more things to play. So, and I don't know it go already, you know. We no worry about threats, veiled or real. We don't worry about threats. We just do what we have to do. Yeah, man, thumbs up to the whistleblower. We just do what we have to do and just move on. Inform the people so that them know what's going on. Because believe me, there's a lot going on that has been hidden for quite some time. Yeah, we don't hear nothing coming out of Portland. But there's a lot that's going on. There's a lot that has happened, and there's a lot going on, and people are now speaking. People are coming out now, and people feel as if they have no option but to speak. So we're getting a ton of information. And you know how it goes. We have to sift through the information. We have to verify. We have to confirm, because we don't want to come out and make statements. And as we have said, there's no backative. So that's it. But everyone was waiting for Usain Bolt to start talking about his money. Well, him have PR, you know, him having public relations people, plus him having lawyer. So, I mean, they know best why they're doing what they're doing. We can only guess, but that's how it goes. Well, Mega say Marlon Morgan Bex with Jeffrey and Conor O'Brien. Jeffrey, watch yourself, my friend. Um, uh, okay. Sharon Samuel says she watched Mystic 2 times. Yeah. Yeah, man. The thing I go on, man. The thing turn up. So, but I think we might have some. We might have some additional things to play. But Kevin, I work on it. Not promising anything because what happens is that we have a source. I don't our source different from the one that Mystic talk about, and so we have to go back and look and see what we want to release because we don't want to release anything that going identify this person. So it's a possibility that we might not even release anything because if the information as they say is uniquely situated in a particular place, then people going to know who it is that we're talking about, and we don't want that. So we may have to sacrifice the information. When I say sacrifice, meaning don't report it to provide um, or to keep the person's identity secret. But it's a lot of people, a lot of whistleblowers that are Jamaican, and them just want somebody to reach out to them, because for a lot of them they don't know how to reach out to people, so them just wait. Eco, big up yourself. Them just wait. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see there, Sam. See it there. See it there. And no, you said that Sam, that is easy, to determine because remember, if you remember, I asked the whistleblower, was it cash or wire transfer? And whistleblower said it was wire transfer. So once you send a wire transfer, there is a record of that. You can't hide that. Can't hide that. Mega, rain in New York City. So you cook your soup. All right. I mean, know who you cook it for, Mega. Oh, Sam, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Candy Max. We don't want nobody get hurt. So like I'm saying, I'm telling you this that we have some big news this Saturday, not for tune up. We have 3 announcements to make. 3 big announcements to make this Saturday. And people have said to us that people have said, well, all you guys do is you just talk, 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 and we don't see any action. And you remember I keep saying, well, talking is the first step in action. You have to talk to people so people understand where you're going, why you're doing what you're doing, and the goal or the goals, right? You have to explain to people. And people deserve an explanation because we don't want nobody just follow away lockstep so them to know where we are though. It's like the police. If you stop a policeman in Jamaica, just do this to me if you live in Jamaica. Just stop a policeman and ask him, what are the priorities of the JCF? 9 out of 10 of them won't, no, 99 out of 100 of them will not be able to tell you. And it's not because, I know, that is not a reflection on their ability to understand what's going on and to convey that to people. It's just that it has never been conveyed to them, or it has not been conveyed to them in a way that they can then turn around and convey to people. Ask them what are their goals and objectives. Ivan says she's afraid of them, she not ask them nothing. That's a good point, Ivan. It's a good point. So they just, like I said, that's an example. They don't know. They don't know. And so we are obligated, it's our duty to let people know what's going on before people can take a step in your direction. It's only fair. That's the way it should go. So, as I said, there are more things coming out on Saturday, and we're going to explain to people now how we're moving forward, how we're galvanizing people and putting our plan in action. So, hold on a second there. Yeah, man. So see there, Jeffrey not afraid of nobody. Not time, nowhere, not there. All right. So we are going to make the announcement this Saturday. So now for tuning. Plus, we're going to do a piece on the DPP. We're going to do a piece on her. And we have some outstanding guests right now lined up. We're also going to be talking about the Cuban doctor situation because people, Jamaica is in a bind right now. The government not talk about it, but them in a bind because them can't V, them can't van. Them just stuck. Them don't know what to do right now because of the proclamations made by the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. And he made it abundantly clear to the Jamaican government what the US government expects. Also, we're going to talk about the travel advisory. Nobody not talk about that. Remember, we have an ambassador in Washington, who talked a lot about what she hoped to do and what she's gonna get the diaspora to do. And up to now, we're not saying nothing. Nothing. The recommendation is that for people not to travel to Jamaica if they don't have to. It's been that way for a while. And you them come now and say crime is down and this and that and that. Why do not believe them? Why do not believe them? So that's how we're there. We gotta wait for Dr. Ben to come on because last week we had an impromptu satirical piece, paradoxical piece. It was totally unexpected, but it was pure genius. Not on my part, on Miss P's part. Miss P, if you listen, big up yourself. Miss P calling and said her piece, and then she said, listen, would I love to really at some point have you stand in the shoes of the Prime Minister and face the tough questions. And I said to her, well, we don't have to wait. We can't go, no, you are here, I am here. Let's do it. And I just said start. And it's as if that wasn't enough. Who calling after Miss P? None other than Jeffrey Tavares. Want to light me up. And him guani. To a certain point where people who weren't watching the program and heard it from afar thought that it was actually, well, it may not sound like the Prime Minister, but when they heard it, they weren't even thinking about the voice. They were thinking about the language, the explanation, and they thought it was the Prime Minister. And Jeffrey never want to drop the mic. Jeffrey, guani with me. And then a gentleman called from Georgia and asked some more questions. And then we say, you know what? What we need to do, we need to incorporate a piece like that in the program. Where we just pretend like we are somebody and people just call in, or you can put the questions in the chat and then we just respond. Now, we have to be careful, and I'll tell you why. We have to be careful because with all of the brain power the government say them have, them can't answer certain questions. And so it's not that I'm brighter than them, but I'll pat myself on my back. I'll pat myself on the back. There are certain things that me can't answer with them no see them the answer them. And so I don't want to give them no ideas. I don't want to answer certain questions certain way to give them ideas for them kind of refine it and come and feed it to the people. The whole purpose is to show our people that it's pure nonsense. So when you ask me the questions, listen to my answers, because my answers, they're designed to take you away from the issue. They're designed to answer another question, a question that you did not ask, but a question that the politician feels comfortable answering. The question you ask him, no feel, or she, them not feel comfortable answering it. So them pivot, them twist, them turn, them distract you, them move away from the question you ask, and then them start talk about something else. And then know if you're not paying attention, them start out with the beautiful words, and then them just lull you, and you say, okay, all right, me get the answer, but you really not getting an answer. But it was brought to my attention that don't go too far with this exercise, because you might give them something that they never even really think about, and then them start use it upon the people, and then that would be counter to the goal of the exercise. And to some degree, I agree. To some degree, I agree. Oh, these session don't want me answer for the PM. Okay. Yeah, but you see, Mega, the point you raise, Mega, is that a real politician never answer a question straightforward, right? So the exercise, part of the exercise is for you to straitjacket the politician. You know, you for straitjacket the politician so that them can't move. So that you say, and that is what Miss Peter do. She'll say, hey, me I talk to you about this question. Yeah. You gill up, gone over this over yonder, and I tell me about what I go on about this. So me know why I hear what I go on about this. So more you tell me what I go on right here, so. And then she try to steer me right back. The only problem with it is that a politician not gonna stick around as long as I stick around for you for bringing back. So you have to be, when you craft your questions, you have to craft it in such a way that you tell him that, listen, if you have plan for run, nobody run. We want you to answer this question here and now. That is part of the whole exercise. For you to get used to the idea that they are, well, for you to get used to the idea to corral them, because you know they're going to run. You know that. So it's how you formulate your questions. And that's an art form. It's not something where you just get up one day, I just learn how to ask questions to tie people down. You know, it's something that it's a learning process. It's repeat. In some instances, people will get away, and then you will learn from that and say, oh, I see how them use the side door and get away. I see how them use the back door. They're into them gone a war room. Well, I feel them business that year, make them go on to them war room, because some things them just can't answer. Cannot answer. No, sorry. Some things they won't answer. Because if they answer truthfully, that will be the end. Again, example. It came to my attention that Goat Island. I'm going to hear about Goat Island for some time now. That Goat Island was surreptitiously sold or leased. There's something going on with Goat Island and the use of Goat Island, and possibly the ownership of Goat Island. There's something going on. But we don't know because we haven't heard anything. Yes, Kenneth. Enough of them. So what we did was today's Wednesday. Monday, I think it was Monday. Yeah, early Monday night or Tuesday morning, we sent out an ATI, access to information, requesting information from the government regarding the use, ownership, any discussions concerning Goat Island. And we send it to ministries who would have an interest in Goat Island. We send it to places like the Office of the Cabinet, Office of the Prime Minister, Ministry of Finance, Industry, and a few more. The one ministry you would think that would have some interest in what's going on would be the Ministry of Finance, right? Because if you're going to lease it, or you're going to rent it, or you're going to sell it, money are coming out of the public coffers. And when the money come in, where it go? Consolidated fund. Who runs a consolidated fund? Ministry of Finance. So they would know if something like this is going on. Now, keep in mind that Section 8 of the Access to Information says that if I send a request for information to you and you are not the right person, it is your responsibility to find the right person and send it to them and notify me that, Mr. Rattigan, you sent it to me, but I'm not the right person. The person over there is the right person. I forwarded your request to them. You will be hearing from them, meaning that you're not hear from we again. That's Section 8 of the Access to Information. And everybody knows about it. But them go on like them fool when them get caught. So here's what happened now. We're sure it's Saturday. Ministry of Finance write me back and say, that is not within our portfolio. That is not within our mandate. And we don't know who would handle Goat Island issue. Make that sink in for a minute. Make that sink in. The Ministry of Finance tell me, say that them don't know nothing about Goat Island and them don't know who would handle Goat Island issue in the government. Now, them should know, say, we not take them kind of answer there and just say, okay, that's it. We not take them kind of answer there. Yes, Ivan, you're right. Them know. Them know. Even if there's nothing going on over there, them know. So instead of following Section 8 and say, okay, I'm going to send it up, Mr. Rattigan, we don't have no answer, we don't know nothing about Goat Island, but it should be this ministry over here, Ministry of whatever the ministry is, send it over. Because obviously some ministry is assigned Goat Island. Some ministry, otherwise, well, maybe I should just go there and take over Goat Island, and since nobody don't know who control Goat Island, maybe the whole of we should just go there and just take it over and put a fence around it and say a freeway island this. So them come back and say them don't know. You believe that? One of the most important ministries in any government is the Ministry of Finance. Because without the Ministry of Finance, nothing gets done. Almost everything takes money, takes funding. And if you're going to talk about taxpayer-funded projects, it's coming from the government. Because government now have money. Them collect taxes and them allocate taxes. Right? So, Carol said, we'll go to Thailand there. Producer, put up Goat Island for me now. Oh, hey! Sure. Producer, fire! See there? Goat Island is a key located less than a mile off the coast of Jamaica, southwest of the Hellshire Hills. It is part of St. Catherine Parish, along with Little Goat Island located northwest of it. These two keys make up the Goat Islands, which are within the Portland Bight Protected Area. Right? And so now them will come tell us, say, them don't know nothing about Goat Island. But a little birdie prips me and say, oh, you need to look into this, because there's something going on. And for those of you who don't know, I think Goat Island at one point was leased by the U.S. government. And I know that there was a point that there was a certain point a few years ago, actually, where the Chinese government expressed interest in it and they wanted to. And there was some protest about it, about the environment and a whole bunch of things. And the deal fell through. So, okay, so that's where we are. So you have people who will come on and them, you ask them things and they're supposed to know and them tell us that them don't know, but don't believe them. Don't believe. Okay, see, they're doing World War II, an agreement between the UK and the US saw the islands converted to a US naval and air base. See there? Yeah, mid right then. The USA have it for a while. Yeah, just like Vernon Field, like Omega say. Yeah, most people don't know that Vernon Field at one point was an American air base, you know. So there it is. Hey, big up producer, you know. Producer of fire, all cylinders. As usual, I should have said, I want to make it seem like I just tonight alone. The Islanders of September 23rd. Just tonight alone, me I big up the producer, but I my fault that me supposed to big up the producer every night. So producer, big up yourself. Not only for tonight, but all of the nights them when we never big you up. Big up yourself. Big up. The Islanders of September 2013 was being considered as the base for a Chinese-funded transshipment hub. Since then, the Jamaican government has committed to establish the Goat Island as a conservation sanctuary. Yeah, because the environmentalists start complaining and things like that. So that's where we are. So, folks, there's so much to talk about our paradise, our diamond, our jewel, our piece of the rock. And there's also so much to talk about the people in charge of running that place. And we're not pleased. And so what Mystic did last night was it was I was about to say it's an act of but it's not defiance. It was a worthy act, which was to have somebody come on and talk about the belly of the beast, what was going on with SSL. And for some of you who think that things are not connected in Jamaica, and so, you know, I know that you're concerned about putting food on the table, paying your bills, taking care of your family. I know that. And so you may think that some of these issues we're raising, they don't affect you. They do. They do. I mean, when we talk about the Cuban medical professionals in Jamaica and what the US has instructed Jamaica and others to do, you have to think that it's going to affect you, because if you think that the medical situation is bad in Jamaica right now, it is going to completely collapse if and when the Jamaican government says to the 400 Cuban medical professionals in the country, time for you to go back to Cuba, because we want to keep our visas. If you think it's bad, no, it's going to be worse. The Cubans are some of the world's best ophthalmologists. Them fix eye problems. Jamaica go have a whole heap of blind people, and then people are gone, you know. We go have a whole heap of blind people. And it comes down to, do I want to keep my American visa, and do I want my family to continue to benefit from having an American visa? And when I say benefit, because some of those politicians, they have children studying in America. And if they don't listen to what the American government says, then those visas will be revoked, because clearly they're not just looking at the people responsible for the program, but they said they're looking at immediate relatives. So there is going to be a problem, people. There's going to be a problem. So what do I want to talk about now? Talk to me in the chat. You know what? I'm going to turn on the phone now. Because look like Dr. Ben now come tonight. So, because we try to reach him and we not reach him. Look, it looks as if something is wrong with the lines out, the transmission. I feel area. Okay. All right. Hold on. Hey, Montague, no work on the pipe bombs. That's a good question. Or that's a good observation. The government must come out and talk to us about the pipe bombs, because, you know, remember, it's over 300 them find downtown, and Jamaica is not known as a pipe bomb manufacturing place. So where them pipe bombs are come from? And then we heard that the prime minister, had have a bomb threat at his place. And then it turned out that they say it was like a security related threat. Because it couldn't be no bomb threat, because we never see the bomb squad, we never see no ambulance, nothing. D. said, producer D. Marie said she raised a question earlier. We need to answer that. See if you can find it for me now, please. Or D. Marie, you want to post the question again, please? Alkebulan, big up yourself in Toronto. Kimon, stay tuned. This Saturday we have big announcement to make. What the D. Marie, yes, thanks. Some crap. So do you know who's responsible now? D. Marie, I don't know the answer to that question. He said the question is, Vaz had land in his portfolio once but lost it because of some corrupt dealings. So do you know who's the responsible minister now? I don't know much about this situation, and I must admit. If you have information, then you please drop it on my doorstep and I will run with it. Kenneth Campbell said, can you talk about Ibrahim Traore and some of the things he's doing and how Jamaican can copy some? Here's the thing, Kenneth. Jamaica cannot emulate Burkina Faso, because I tell you why. The system of government they have is different. It was a French-based system. It was not UK-based constitutional monarchy. And in those countries, the military plays a very, very influential and significant role. In Jamaica, it's not like that. Don't expect any time to hear about a military coup in Jamaica. That's not our mindset, and that is not how the system was set up. And because we're a part of our environment, we won't do it, because that is not a part of our environment. Now, some people tell you that we'd love to see an Ibrahim Traore in a Jamaica. But because of the system, and you hear our beloved sister, Rosalie Hamilton, talk about this all the time, that the system itself is so corrupt that in order for Jamaica to realize its full potential, we're going to have to get rid of this system one way or the other. You can't tinker around the edges, as they're doing with the constitutional reform process that's ongoing. And in fact, December, January, February, March. In fact, they're supposed to start debating that bill before Parliament this month. And it's going to be interesting because, once it's submitted, they have to wait 3 months and then they discuss it. Then they wait another 3 months and then they vote, and then they send it off to the Senate. So before it gets to the people. So keep Kimon's question up, producer. So regarding Burkina Faso, it's one size not fit all. Everything where you say I work someplace else, it don't necessarily mean it can work in Jamaica for a lot of reasons. RCS Blue, you're right. The system was corrupt, but it was. But the structure of the system is different. Because if I ask you, do you see Jamaica anytime within in the foreseeable future undergoing a military coup? I'm sure most of you are going to tell me no. Because it's a different system. Now, if you're talking about his leadership, the way he's leading in terms of investing in his people, investing in his country, paying off the loan, basically telling all of the colonialists to go to hell and him do what him want to do, harnessing the power of the people, taking care of natural resources and all of that. Yeah, we need that in Jamaica, but we don't have that because guess what happened? The people who are supposed to be doing that, they might put the money in their pocket. And this is going back decades. This is going back decades. People have put money in their pocket. They're not coming out and doing things in the best interest of the Jamaican people. They're doing what's in the best interest of themselves, their family members, their friends, their associates. And then whatever left, them scrape it off of the table, and then the people can deal with the bones. So that's where we are with that. There's another question after Kenneth's. Yeah, Kenneth. To copy that, you're going to need real leaders displaying quality leadership. That's what you're going to need. We don't have that in Jamaica right now. Look at what's going on. We don't have that. Rockwell says more than the system. It's more than the system because you can have a good system and have bad people around the system. So you're right, Rockwell. It's more than the system. It's also the people. You have to have leaders who, with foresight, leaders who are willing to make the sacrifice for their people. All right, first call of the night. Caller. Good night. Welcome to Come Reason, Miss Rattigan. You have the distinction of being the very first caller tonight. So we'd like to know where you're calling from and have you take the floor, please.
Good night, Mr. Rattigan. I told you all the time not to trouble Zion. And you went on trouble Zion, now you're still for ants nest.
Good night, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, sir. You have stirred up an ants nest and they don't want to come and debate us, you know. And we have been inviting them to come and debate us with issues. Yes. But they only can talk behind our backs. They won't come over here.
And you know, people, I'm glad this caller here is raising that point. Because we have invited everyone to come and sit with us and reason. And the opposition, they have acceded to our request. They have said, yes, we will come. And in truth and in fact, some of them have come. We did the same thing to the government, and there is just crickets, silence. They're not coming.
Because they can't come, Mr. Rattigan. They cannot come. They dare not come over here to either on your program or my program to debate the issues facing our country. $3 trillion gone down the drain. $2 billion from NIS.
Yes, sir. Hello. Because us in full effect, man. Start name out. Okay. Yes, caller. You're back.
Oh Lord, it seems like idiot Amin has blocked my call from you, Mr. Rattigan.
Don't worry, sir. We have a workaround.
Sorry about that. See, that idiot Amin has blocked our call, you know. Because, you know, there's a person by the name of idiot Amin who go over to other platforms. And anyway, Jeffrey, be yourself tonight. No, but Mr. Rattigan, on a very serious note, they will not come and deal with the issues facing this country. And last night, I must congratulate you and Mystic Sensation last night for a dropping interview that you all had. And believe you me, a lot of Jamaicans now are opening up their eyes. But there's a certain part, you know, oh Lord, they're going twiddly twit. They're trying to figure out what is next.
Yeah.
They're in crisis mode.
Everybody, can you hear me? This reading that my audio is getting low.
Oh.
Okay, hold on a second. Ratty, your beloved Sentan, keep 4 eyes on it. Do you think it's up here the political move to place Mattis in the constituency? I don't. It's all about property, land value. Yeah, Rockwell. Mr. Samuda. I would love to have him come over here, you know. I would love to have him come over here so we can talk to him because the man, I don't think, I think he's a misfit. He doesn't know what he's doing. Then put him in charge of water and you see what happened, right? And now he's over there now running for MP position.
Well, he got in the right position, you know, because remember the Chinese have 800 luxury houses to build on the property over there, you know, where there's a watershed.
Yes, that's true. They have a huge development over there. So and they're rerouting the river. I think two rivers or three rivers. They're rerouting them.
That's not good for the people either.
No.
Anyway, Mr. Rattigan, have a good night, sir. Listening, go back. I'm going back into the class to listen. I just want to say to everybody, please donate to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Fund. Donate to the One Legal Jamaica Defense Fund. We need some cash in there to fight the brother discers, to fight Hitlers. We need it. The Jamaican people need someone to stand up for them, and that is why we refer to this man as Jamaica's fearless leader, because he's the only person going to stand up for the people of our country. And I want to say to those over there who want to go around and chat, come and debate us. If you want to debate, come and debate us over here. Have a good night, Mr. Rattigan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. Stay safe. No, Andrea, you see, what happened is that I'm just going by the record. And so you're saying, what I'm saying to him is that come over and defend your record. If people are saying that you're doing this and that and that, and that's not the case, then come over and defend it. And, you know, I've never seen a set of representatives so fearful. You know, when you represent a group of people, you're supposed to shout down the mic. Every chance you get, you're supposed to run down the microphone and talk on the top of your voice about the things that you're doing. But they don't want to come. They don't want to come. What was that, Judith? You said so how far say him not know about SSL with his son-in-law and daughter, know his name calling. There are more things. There is more to this. But in the fullness of time, you know, in the fullness of time, not before the time, in the fullness of time, we'll get things out. Mr. Joe Block said, Mr. 28 needs to producer, bring back what Joe Block said a while ago, please. Yeah. Need to show up his delay so when them losing can keep him also and keep persecution away. Well, Joe Blocks, that might work in Jamaica, but you just never know what might happen outside. Reggae Girl said, "Why? What do you think? Why do you think they can't face judgment? What do you think they can't face judgment? Yeah, Reggae Girl, they can face judgment, but we're going to need a robust. We're going to need, a diaspora that's energized and willing to take on this task. We know that the diaspora is not a homogeneous group. It's splintered. There are people who think one way, this way, that way, every other way. But if we can get a solid group together and move as one without any backbiting and any finger pointing, there's a chance that we can get some things going on outside. You know. Borg, no man, no Borg. No Borg. No, you can't give up on Jamaica, man. You give up on the politicians then. But they can't give up on Jamaica. You can't give up on Jamaica. Jamaica is a beautiful place, you know. The country. And we have beautiful people. But we have some corrupt politicians. We need to get rid of them. Hubert Brown said, why you guys don't love Jamaica when things are going good? Hey, Hubert, Let me tell you something. If you pay a man for mow your lawn, and the man they mow your lawn, what is your obligation to that man? Let me tell you what it is. Your obligation is to pay him the contract price. If you set him mow my lawn for $10 and he mows your lawn, you're supposed to pay him the $10. That's it. If he doesn't mow your lawn, then you don't pay him the $10. But you can't have him mow your lawn and you start singing praise up and down and carry on, because guess what? There's an agreement. Mow my lawn, me give you $10. How come him now run up and down and I tell people, say, why you pay him $10, him charge you $10 for mow your lawn and you mow the lawn? No. No. Similarly, when you vote for a politician to build a road, if that is a priority for you and that road is built, what are you supposed to do? Call him Jesus Christ? Bow down to him, genuflect? Wash him foot and drink the water? No. He should be happy that you cast your vote for him so that him can represent you and him promise you a road and him give you a road. You don't get no praise for that because you're doing what you are required to do. Now, if him promise you one road and him build two, yeah, man, big him up. But if him promise you one road, if you vote for him and you vote for him and him build you that road, you don't get nothing. Because that's the agreement. So, and this other thing there. People, the phone line still open, you know. And we want to hear from you. Reggae girl to the DPP wants too many information. She wants to say what she wants to say about that. Too many going and try and try us. All right, Reggae girl, here's what happened. You see the DPP. I don't know what she's trying to do, but it's certainly not the right thing. Because here's what. You have a First Amendment, not even First Amendment. You have a right to free speech in Jamaica. And certainly you have a right to talk about any case that's going on. Nobody can stop you. So when she says, well, when you talk about the case, you're jeopardizing the case. You say, well, wait a minute. How are we jeopardizing the case? We are not collecting evidence. We are not preparing witnesses to testify. We're not doing any of that. You are doing it. We are speculating. And we have a right to do so. Your job is to put on the best case you can for the state so that the jurors or a judge can find the person guilty. That is your job. No worry about where we are say out there, so. And if you're so concerned, Madam DPP, why don't you tell us what not to talk? Because we don't know. We are idiot. We don't know. We just a run one out. We just a talk. So you need to come out and say, I don't want to talk about A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But you know what? You can't do it. You won't do it. So you need to just stay in your corner, march in your square, and do what the government is paying you to do. Prosecute to the fullest extent of the law and obtain a guilty conviction. That's all. That's all. All right. Who else is here? Yvonne said, I talk chat to tell people because she have seen on the SSL report. Yeah. Megawatt have a valid point. OJ Simpson. Yeah. People talk about that case every year. You did hear Marsha Simpson come out and tell people, say, don't talk about the case or whatever. No. Because they have a case, they have a job to do. They have to put on a case and convince the jurors. So them not care about what you, because you don't know what they know. You're not the one doing the investigation. You're not the one involved in the prosecution. So what this tells me is this to me is just somebody who's drowning and catching at straws. There you go, Larkland. Trump case and everybody talk about it. You had people who made a cottage industry out of this. You had people who make a lot of money out of the Trump cases. Just a talk about it. Ro, big up yourself. Gillian said, isn't the colonial rule still applying in Jamaica under soon independence? Isn't the real tightrope for Jamaica between staying on the British rule, in which you pay ancestors to the GG or Republic? Isn't the real tightrope for Jamaica? That is true. That is true. Because what happened is that we don't want quite run away from the constitutional monarchy, which we are right now, to a republic. I don't think we're fully convinced that that's the way we should go. Because if you notice, what they're saying is that we're willing to change the constitution for some things, but not all things. That's what they're saying. So, for example, making the Caribbean Court of Justice as the apex court, meaning that the last court of appeal for Jamaica, them don't want to do it. Them still want to go to England and deal with the Privy Council. And that's just one example. What's happening with the aojldf? Any plans to take any legals soon? Larkland, you occupy my space in my head, man. You occupy space in my head. Stay tuned. Saturday, Larkland. Stella Gray, big up yourself. Welcome. Ivan Riley said corruption in our place. Art Nell. Well, I know Wil Rattigan alone now. Who are we night, Who are we night? Because, I can't do this alone. I come here standing on the shoulders of great men and women who have inspired me. And just today, I was thinking about it and I said, how did I end up here? How? Dr. Benjamin, the real big man there. So, yeah, but
I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I just turned it on. I just realized the time changed. I didn't realize about
no, man, blame us, man. I should have mentioned it to you. Sorry about
that. The hour difference.
No, I should have mentioned it to you. I should have mentioned it to you.
Yeah.
I should have mentioned it to you. Or at least call you and mention it to you.
I didn't realize because I had an appointment and I just as I come on I see 1 hour. You read 1 hour on already. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, man, no worries, man. Pat Brown, big up yourself. Bless up. Ubuntu. Yes. I was just telling them that today I was asking myself, how did I end up here? Because there's so many things. People, you know that I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book about my life story, my experiences. And I think I have about 300 pages. And something happened a few years ago and I stopped. And I've been promising myself that I'm going to pick up the pen or sit in front of the laptop and continue and finish this thing. And every year I say I'm going to do it. I just can't get to it. And this year I say, you know what? I'm going to cut back on the things I'm doing so I can devote time to this. The good thing is that I didn't approach a publishing house, so I didn't take. I don't have an advance, because when you take an advance, you're on a time constraints, because they'll tell you by this time we expect a draft, by this time we expect this, by this time we expect that. And the thing about my book is that I need to have the FBI approve it. Whenever you write about the FBI as a former employee and you're going to mention anything about them, it has to be approved. Now, most of the documents that I'm going to put in this book, most, if not all of them, all of the documents, not most, all of the documents have been reviewed by legal counsel, because you can't use confidential documents without prior approval, and then they have to declassify them. So a lot of the documents I have, they say secret at the top, and then you see a slash through it, secret at the top, secret at the bottom, and then you see a slash, and it will say declassified by, and it'll have a designation, and then it will say on, and then you'll have a designation. So I have all of those documents. But I still, to avoid any legal issues with Department of Justice, I'm still going to send everything to them for them to review. Even though they've told me already that if we have reviewed and given you documents, then you don't need to send them back to us. But still, I'm going to send the manuscript and the draft and everything with them, everything to them. So
just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, to be on the safe side, and so I've done. I think I'm about halfway through, and like I said, I'm under no rush because I'm not assigned to a publisher or anything like that. But people who know about the book, they've said to me, there is no book like this out there. When I give them just an outline, they said there's nothing like this out there, and so there's a ready market for this. And I'm talking to some people, and they've even said to me, what you do with a publisher is you don't give them global publishing rights. You give them publishing rights for North America. Then you shop the book in Africa, and you give people over there. And then you go to Europe, and you do so that you have a fund. You have streams of or sources of funds from different places. You don't want to give it to one person, which makes sense. But because I'm not under any time constraints, I keep putting it back and say next year or next month or whatever. And I was thinking about it today in terms of how did I get here? Because what I'm doing now, I can't write no book and I do what I do right now. I cannot. It's impossible. It is just hard. Because remember now, I have my personal life and I also have a professional life. Can't manage all of them lives there. And sit down and focus on writing a book. And the thought crossed my mind, it was fleeting, that maybe you should have stopped the way I do and just focus on your book. Just fleeting, it just crossed. I'm going to say, no, sir. This one me I do too important. This one me I do too important. And in order for me to stop the way me I do, everybody would have to say, we don't want you to do nothing more for it. We don't want you this, we don't want you that. We don't need your help, we know this, we know that. And even when them tell me that, me still I go continue doing it. Because this is for my people. A book is just for me. Forget a few dollars in my pocket. It's just for me. And by the way, the book I want a wicked book too, because Dr. Ben, me have a boutique law firm where they specialize in all them things. Where I try get it out and turn it now and move it up. Because I tell you the stories every night, unlike you've ever read or heard, unlike it, and it's first on account. And just the place we do right so on a Saturday, put up documents, and that we are gonna do. We are gonna put up documents and say, see documents here, and a lie we are lie.
Wow. So would it be about like what international?
Yeah, man. Doc, me have stories.
Espionage, James Bond, James Bond style things.
No, we have stories. Listen, we have stories in Canada. We have stories all over America. We have stories in Saudi Arabia. We have stories in Yemen. We have stories in the Emirates, Dubai and Abu Dhabi. We have stories in Qatar. We have stories in Oman. We have stories in South Africa. We have stories in we have stories in Thailand. We have stories in Germany.
Wow.
We have stories. We have stories in Japan. We have stories all over. So that's why they talk to some people in the publishing world and them say, yo, that book is gonna be a bestseller because you have stories all over the place, and so you can even translate it in those languages. Because every they have a story for all of them places. That want me to tell you, something happened in all of them places there. We can even the story about the you said remember the coal when they blew up in Yemen. Remember the USS Cole, the ship with them blew up in the harbor in Aden, Yemen.
Mm.
You know if you remember it, but they said this big gaping hole in there. And me, they in charge at the Middle East when that happened, you know. Me, they in charge of the Middle East when that happened. I know me there when that happened, but they had Germany when that happened. I meet with a bunch of CIA people and we had discussed a whole bunch of topics. And a man, I might turn to talk to the audience now. And a man say, Rattigan, we need you back here. I'm a god man. Him say, listen. And then give me a cable and say, then just blow up the cable, get on the next flight, get down there.
Wow.
And if I walk out of the room, book a flight, fly go Jordan, from Jordan down to Yemen, and I'm down there for quite a while. So and there's a whole
So,
there's
as I will if I meet.
there's so much to tell about what happened with stories like that. There's a whole heap to tell about what happened. You know, we can't tell about so many things happening in Dubai.
So when you listen to news, sometimes you shake your head, that's true.
Yeah,
With what you know, and when you hear what is reported,
yeah,
you just shake your head.
because I live it. I live it. You know what I say? I live
No,
it.
I mean, sometimes what is reported, sometimes it's different
Oh,
from
yeah,
what you know. So you
yeah.
just say, "Wow, well, them people are really good," you know.
That listen, me know that sausage Jamaican. Me sit down in a room already with leaders. Me not talk no finke people. You know, me not talk leaders. And me sit down and me hear people talk things. I hear them talk the truth. And then the man them say, okay, how we have to package it now for the press? I mean, both sit down and me hear the man them talk. Me just shoot me and say, why? People are dangerous.
Fixers, no, if you fix it.
Dangerous. Sometimes I have to pinch myself and say, I can't believe the little man from the place behind right or so, behind where you look. You know, some of the meetings there. Because some of the meetings, the man them talk about life and death, you know, who are going to live and who are going to dead. And you see this and you say to yourself, so rotted.
Wow.
And then the man them turn to you and say, what is your opinion? What do you think? Who for dead tomorrow? Who for live tomorrow?
Oh my gosh.
And you sit down there and you say, you know, enough things, man. But and like I said, it's kind of cathartic because when we are right, it kind of it's almost like counseling. You know, you release certain things were pent up in you. I never because when we start write about my mother and my father, I start crying.
Yes.
Start right about them.
You start to revisit certain emotions, certain thoughts.
Yeah, things will make lock up in the back of my mind and say, we forget about that, you know. And then when you start writing, open up the doors and the floodgates open and these things start come at you. It's like me sit down there right already and just start. I mean, I forget up. I couldn't finish the sentence. I forget up and take a break for a day or two. Cause you just start, you know, the emotions. Some emotions over you. But I mean, there is so much to tell, and then there's so much that I can't tell. There's so much that I will never tell.
That will go to the grave with you.
Them secrets they're buried. Them things I'm not to take with me to my grave. Can never ever talk about them things. Wow. You know, but it's so. What me say is that we want to get the book out, you know, because the story has to be told, right? And you talk about one man against the world. Yeah, look upon him.
Wow.
Look upon him, one man against the world. And I tell you, some struggles when me go through. When you read the book and you say, no, I lie. Except when we show you the documents them. I said, see the documents them. And look on that and said, why? You need to finish the book. And then I said, but if I finish the book, I have to stop doing what I do right now. This is a critical.
So is it a sequence? Is it a sequel or just I think one book?
It's one book, but quite a few people said to me, say, no, what you need to do is make it into, like you say, a sequel. So you do one and then you do another one a follow up, and maybe three. Because at the rate I go right now, it's gonna be over 1,000 pages. Just writing without any documentation. The documents are gonna be and you talk hundreds. and documents.
Mm.
And if the government are listen, oh no, they get them legally. So don't have to worry about me. Me get them legally. All of them mark secret. Or some the ones that might have secret, it's a declassified on by, and it give a designation. It tell you when it declassified, so it's no longer a secret.
Mm-hmm. So it's available. Does that mean it's available in the public? It's in the public domain.
Yeah, but the problem is that the public can't get it, and me have it.
Oh.
Yeah, me have them.
Okay.
So I may have some things, man. I have some things, me I tell you. And I tell you what, when is the best time for write that book? The best time for write that book is like probably now. Finish it up, because guess what? You see this president and you see him about this like for what you are going on the FBI. He might go love that book, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See the things in. When them see the things in the most, me know say them boy I never and them never upon the up and up, you know. Me know.
Mm-hmm. So Cash should love that.
Ah man. In fact, you want to hear something? When me walk out of FBI headquarters, you know, me say to myself, say, because me I tell you, say, me and them people that go at it, you know, brother. And me I talk from all the way to the top, me I fight them, you know. Me no care. Me no care. And when me have a virgin of mine who they retire before me, and him said to me, say, the day you retire, you're gonna feel him say when you walk out of that door, when you walk through the doors and you come out on the sidewalk, you're gonna feel a weight just lift off of you. Because now you don't have to report to nobody. You know, you don't have to take instructions, you don't have to do this at your own, man. I'm not telling you that walk out that day and go up on Pennsylvania Avenue. That's how you feel. I say, yes, I'm gonna say it's a building here. Never come back in a building here. I will never come back in this building. And a few years later, an FBI employee say, listen, why you represent me, you know. Why I sue them, I have some issues with them. I'm go back into the building, you know. On my floor. On my
Wow.
floor, me up and go. And then today, out of the blue, a lady who me used to work with, she called me and she said, listen, me not see that lady from the day me walk out of the building in 2017, you know. From 2017, me not see her. And she called me today and said, listen, I am retiring in May. And I would like you to come and give a speech for me at my party. And I said, you know what? Consider it done. Send me the invitation and I will come. She said, well, you know, me have to send the paperwork in for them approve if you come in at the building and things. I said, not a problem. Just put it in. I will be there for come give a speech to feel. So
and I mean, you would have been there through a number of administration, number of presidents. How many presidents were you there? And
when we did it, who was the president? Well, put it this way, I'm gonna go through 4 directors. We'll go through the first one. There was a when I got there was a director who went to become Webster. William Webster was a director when I got there. Then after William Webster, it was Louis Free. And after Louis Free, it was the one who did do the thing against Trump. The tall guy, one with them fire.
No, I don't know his name.
Never fire him. What name, man? I can't remember his name. I forget his name actually. To be honest.
And which president was that?
Well, when we did it was Clinton.
Clinton. Okay.
Yeah, and when we left, it was Trump, the first Trump administration. Yeah, coming there for almost 30 years.
Man. So you'd have been through Barack too. When Barack was in.
Yeah, man. Barack did it. Yeah. Jerry, you know what I mean tell you, Jerry. Jerry, you know what I mean tell you. In fact, Jerry, we have another FBI client, an FBI agent, and it was just today we finalized filing paperwork for discrimination. Just today. Today. Yeah, man. Come have a history with him. Yeah, James Comey. So it was William Webster, Louis Free. James Comey was the last one. There's another one before James Comey, man. The one who the one who did do the investigation against Trump, man. Hold on there. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Roddy, welcome again, sir. Long time listener, 4-time caller.
Yes,
Calling
sir.
from Palm Beach, my brother.
Yes, sir. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Respect. Well, me and ya talk about some WikiLeaks stuff.
Mola.
Man, you look like Julian, you know.
No, hold on. No, man. My stuff them legal, man. But you what? Yeah, hear them. William Webster. You're right. William Webster, Louis Free, Muller, and James Pope. Four directors. Yeah.
You know more than I do. So I am going to step back and let you deal with that. Anyway, I'm call you for talk about just to catch up with my brother. And I heard the wannabe Minister of Finance budget speech, and Roddy, that's can anything go so?
Right.
It's like a big balloon filled with air. And
yeah,
nothing that she proposed or said is realistic.
Yeah,
and
I heard that
and the sum of money that they're proposing is insane for a country of 2.8, 2.9 million people.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't listen to the speech as yet. I will listen to it tomorrow. And some people are going to sectionalize it because they said that she spoke about water as one issue and she spoke about electricity as another issue. And I'm going to take those two and deal with them not only from the perspective of the budget, but from the perspective of the promises. So I'm going to go back and look at
we need to dissect the crap that she spewed out of her mouth.
Yeah.
And we need to really look at the true numbers. I think they're just pulling pies out of the sky. It's an election year, and they're just making promises and just calling out numbers. I mean, you can't have a $2 trillion budget for 2.8 million people the size of Jamaica. What for? For what reason?
Yeah,
the math does not add up.
Yeah, I mean, you raise a good point. For what reason?
What reason?
Yeah, you raise a good point. And somebody asked me today, where's the money coming from?
That's another subject by itself.
Yes.
So I am very curious for you guys to start dissecting this and peeling back the scab from this mess.
Yeah, this Saturday I'm going to look at the
yes.
electricity and water. I'm going to look at this what she said, and then look at what they said in 2016 and 2020. And then
another topic I wanted to touch on with you was the show last night.
Yeah.
We sat with a group of 6 of us last night listening to the show. Got so kind of crazy that we have to send out an order wings. We ordered like 3 dozen wings at about 9:30 last night. So gravitating it was. And I can tell you, we're Jamaican, we're businessmen here in South Florida, and I was lost for words last night, Roddy. I didn't realize that it was so orchestrated. It is so deep in the fiber of the country. It is so entwined in the financial system of the country, and I didn't realize that the people who are orchestrating these scams to fleece the country and the citizens of the country have no conscience, no remorse, and just bare face. And we're sitting back and we're saying, are the Jamaican people really understanding? It's one thing to hear, Roddy. It's one thing to hear, but it's another thing to understand what's happening. And is it that corruption is so entwined in the fiber of the country that even that people can be so barefaced and the public and educated people in the country just sit back silently, muted, docile, and have no reaction to this. It's alarming, and if that's a state, and if that is the state of the man of the country, how do anybody make any change in the country? Because you can't change a country, you can't change society unless you can change minds.
Yeah.
So and we sit here every day and we talk about our country, Jamaica, and we talk about the changes that need to be made. The changes that need to be made are not cosmetic changes. We need to make fundamental changes within society, because corruption. The country's gone through a decade, 10 years of corruption. We have kids graduating from college and universities that know nothing else about corruption. Your entire adult, teenage and adult life has been filled with corruption in every sector of the country. If we want to change Jamaica, how do we make that change? I've not heard one person propose how are you going to make a change? Because you can't eradicate corruption. I agree with that. But how do you mitigate it when it's so deep in the fiber of the country and the people wear it as a badge of honor on their sleeve?
You know, just to clarify the point, we need a clarification, just to reinforce the point that you made. Look at what happened with former Speaker of the House, former MP, former and current MP, Marissa Dalrymple Philibert.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what happened with her. She failed. She committed a crime. She failed to report that car on her statutory declaration for years. How can you buy a Mercedes and forget say you own a car? And you're supposed to tell the government, say, yeah, I own a car. And you don't tell them. And then when them ask you, you say, no, I don't own a car. I never drive the car. And then your own relatives come out and I say, no, she drive a Fiat car, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went to court, pled guilty. And what did the judge do? The judge gave her a slap on the wrist. She was facing up to 2 years in prison or a fine of up to 2 million Jamaican dollars. The judge fined her 900,000 and said, you're free. 900,000 or 10 days.
Roddy, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You're a lawyer and you have been a civil servant in this country and worked in some of the highest offices in terms of law enforcement. Am I correct in saying that you don't have to be charged with a crime to be a criminal?
Morally.
Right? You can commit a crime, display criminal behavior, but not charged with a crime. Does that make you a criminal? Not make you a criminal? Does that make you a criminal?
They say, well, the thing is, it's like if the tree fall down in the forest and there's nobody there to hear it or see it, does the tree fall? You know, is the chicken or what come first, the chicken or the egg? Because here's the thing, you know, you go back to that fundamental rule saying everybody is innocent until proven guilty. But it's possible that you can commit a crime, you know, and still not be legally a criminal, but morally a criminal. And I'll give you an example. And this happens frequently in Jamaica with politicians. You commit a crime and then fail to prosecute you within the statutory period. So the statute of limitations expire. Guess what?
That's a regular occurrence in Jamaica.
It's a regular occurrence in Jamaica. You have, and them have the evidence that you have committed the crime. But but legally, you're not a criminal. Because they can't prosecute you simply because they didn't bring the action in time.
Yes. Let me tell you another fundamental issue in Jamaica, and why it's going to be so difficult for the country to move forward and get over the hump in terms of its social atmosphere. When you have a country void of law and order, when your judicial system is corrupt, and the people who you entrust to uphold the law are breaking the law themselves, and covering up. You have a lawless society. You now living in a lawless society, because when people commit crimes against society and there's no standard, no checks and balances, and no one to hold them accountable, because the very people who are trusted, i.e. the DPP, who's entrusted, Radhi, that woman is entrusted with so much responsibility to the country, to the people of the country, not to one man, not to a group of people, but she's entrusted by the entire nation to uphold the rule of law and execute the rule of law to the best of her ability to hold people accountable for breaking the rules and the laws of the country. And she has failed over and over and over to do that. How does that woman sleep at night, Radhi? How does she sleep at night? How does she go to her bed as a woman and sleep at night with the responsibility that the country gave to her to uphold the rule of law and hold everyone accountable under the law? Nobody in Jamaica should be above the law. And she has played her hand in favor of letting people off over and over and over. How does she remain in a position that she shouldn't even be in? And the Jamaican people just sit back, docile, silent, and don't care. It's as if corruption is a badge of honor to Jamaicans. When did this become the norm in Jamaica? When did corruption, if you're not corrupt, then you're not living? When did it become the norm? It's the norm in society in Jamaica.
Let me ask you a quick question. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that people just they're acting hostile fashion, and fashion, and
destitute? You're destitute.
Yeah. What do you think is the cause of this condition?
Destitute and a lack of education. Well, we're now one of the most uneducated society in the Caribbean. You don't think that there's a distinct correlation why only 17% of kids pass common entrance, 53% of the population can read and write? Buddy, I went to Calabar High School, and in my days, if 17% of the population fail common entrance, the country is in an uproar. In my days when I went to Calabar High School, if 17% of the kids fail common entrance, it would be crazy. Unheard of. There was a pride and a joy, a competition when it comes to education. So when you have people who are uneducated, destitute, you create that vacuum and that void that leads to corruption, because people now have to scrap every day to survive. They have to scrap they're consumed, their entire being is consumed with surviving. So they have no time, no energy to focus or pay attention to anything else around them, because their entire day in their life is consumed with just to survive for that day. And if you look at bad governments around the world, this is their strategy that they use to get over on the population, to manipulate the population. You can tell anything and do anything. They're not even paying attention because they're so busy trying to survive day to day, Radhi.
Hold on 1 second. Dr. Bill want a piece of the action.
Yeah, man. My input on that is that I feel that with Jamaica, a lot of what is...
I'm not hearing him loud.
Oh, you're not hearing me? Hold on. You hearing me now? You hearing me better? Yeah, I think... You hearing me?
I'm hearing you clearly, right, but I'm not hearing him clearly. I need some more volume from him.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
maybe
hearing me now?
maybe I might ecosystem will pop down, you know. Yeah, yeah.
Hearing me? Hearing me now?
Yes.
All right, good. Yeah, man. So I think a part of the problem is that a lot of what is supposed to be rights are for the average Jamaican is a privilege. And so a lot of times it's like when we have made the country, as I said, so tough, so difficult that when you are allowed to, for example, have good roads is seen as a privilege. A lot of what elsewhere in the world is a right or something that just comes naturally. For most Jamaicans, it is a privilege. And so, like for example, being able to travel to the US. For a lot of countries, they just buy a ticket and go. And so, when people um, are in that setting, then what politicians do is that near election time, they give people access to what they should have had, and people think that, oh, everything is okay. So I think that is what is the problem in Jamaica. You know, I say
Yeah,
it all the
let me stop you for a minute because I don't really I hear you, but I don't really subscribe to that because let me tell you something. Roads are basic services. Every government road is not a gift. Road is not a privilege. Roads are not something that is that you can campaign on. No government can campaign that them give you a road. That is unheard of in any civil, realistic society.
but
No government
that's
can
what I'm
ever
saying.
campaign so let
That's
me give you a road. A
that's what I'm
government
saying.
can't campaign so let me give you water. A government can't campaign so let me give you light. You gotta be
But
you gotta be dumb, stupid, and ignorant to make your government come campaign and tell you say me give you road, water, and light. Those are basic services that every citizen paid their tax dollars for. Every government is obligated to provide these services for their citizens. It's not a campaign issue. You can't campaign for road. You can't campaign for water. You can't campaign for light. It's unheard of in any civil society unless you're as dumb as a donkey.
that's the
No
point.
campaign on that.
That's
Basic
but that's the
services
point.
every government is obligated to provide for your citizen while you pay taxes.
But that's the point I'm making.
So you give me road and it's a privilege. You give me water, it's a privilege. You give me light and a privilege. Then, god damn, what am I paying taxes for?
That's what I'm saying. It is supposed to be a right. This is
So,
supposed to be.
so that mentality right there, we cannot subscribe to that, and we cannot make that an argument. Because if we make that an argument, then we're giving them a break. We cannot make that an argument to people because it's unheard of in any civil society, in anywhere around the world you go. No government can campaign on these things. If me come to me, give you water, me give you road. That's what you let me to do. That's your job. It's the government's job to do those things for the people. That's why the people work and pay them taxes. That's why they live in a country. So when a government run out and tell us that them make road, them I give you light and them I give you water, and my campaign on that, you have to run them where that's what they're obligated to in society to provide that for their citizens. Those are basic necessity needs for every citizen in the country. So we need to stop these crazy
But
arguments.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Arguments
saying.
about road and
When
water and light.
that's what
Or
I'm
you
saying.
I'm not give it to you. You're supposed to provide it for the citizens of the country.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
And these are
So
the arguments we need to get away from.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You know, so I'm saying to you that when
In wavelength, the same thing Daka said.
yeah, so
Yeah.
when you are yeah, so when a person is in
But,
because I'm
I don't I can't subscribe. We need to stop subscribing for the worst in society and stop. When we talk about things about our people, we don't need to cut them short. We need to elevate our people
yeah,
and let them know that there are things in society that is normal, that they've been trusted government to provide, and government must provide these things. Anything short of that, then the government is failing the people.
right. But when you
Anything short
grow,
of that, the government has failed the people.
Hold on the call.
yeah, man,
Again,
hold on.
Dr. Ben.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is what I'm saying. So when you grow up in I'm calling you now from St. Thomas. And when you
hear
come
me?
from, a,
You
you
can't
hear
go
me?
back.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not hearing you now.
yeah. When you come from, a, you're not hearing me.
Dr. Ben.
Yeah, he's not hearing me.
You here now? Caller, you can't hear him now?
It seems
No,
as if
right, I'm
he's
not
off.
hearing
You not hear him.
Oh man,
On the back
but
again.
that's the same point I'm making. When you grow,
I
when you
can,
were born,
okay, I can hear him. I can hear him now. Go ahead.
right? When you're, I'm calling you now from in St. Thomas, and when you come from somewhere in a deep rural area, you're born, and from the day you were born, you had to go to the standpipe for water, and you had to. The road is like a river course. That's all you know all your life. You're born, come see that. When you see a fixed road and when you see pipe water in it, for you, I mean, that's the world. Because what should be a norm is not your norm. And so what I'm saying is that this is what they have, this is what is in Jamaica. A lot of what we should know to be normal is given to us, is given to us as a privilege. And so, and they always come around with that round about election time. That is when they try to put these things in place. And so
Mhm,
that is what keeps the
mhm,
people the way they are.
mhm.
Yeah.
So the challenge now, Raddy,
Yeah.
is how do we elevate our people from under this mindset?
I tell you,
Because
I tell you how.
how do we elevate our people from this mindset?
I tell you
How do we help our people to know and expect more from our government?
Let me tell you something, right? I love your passion, and I love the argument you're making, and you would be a, you would be you would be a needed addition to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation, because we're about making change. It starts with educating the people,
Yes.
and then you take a concerted action thereafter. And Saturday, tune in Saturday, because you're going to hear some of the actions that we're going to take.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're in the planning stages right now. People think
Mm-hmm.
we're dormant. Some people wish we're dead. But here we are, alive and kicking same way. It's just that now we have a lean, mean fighting machine with we now. So that's how we are going to think. But I want you, I don't want to lose you, because you are the kind of person where we really, really need the organization. Somebody who have some deep-seated feelings about how Jamaica is mismanaged and how we can do a course correction. And the question I was going to ask you before
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Ben asked his question, I was going to ask you, do you think we're on the path of no return? Because you're talking about the passing rate of the common entrance
Mm-hmm.
and some other things, and you're saying that it's 16-17% whatever passing common entrance, and 53%, 57% of the people can't read. Do you think that we're on the path of no return, or do you see a viable way for us to do a course correction and bring Jamaica back to its former
I
glory?
I'm an optimist by nature. But in terms of Jamaica right now, Roddy, I I I I, I think Jamaica can be corrected, but it's going to take time. What the problem is, Roddy, is that does the Jamaican people have the patience and the tolerance? That
Well,
is the fundamental
the thing.
question right here.
Here's the thing.
Because this didn't happen overnight,
No, but here's the thing.
Jamaica didn't get here overnight.
But here's the thing. Based on what you're saying, they do have the patience, and they do have the patience, whether it is whether you can call it self-inflicted, or whether it was a considered patience. Why? Because, like you said, them not doing nothing. They're not doing anything. So the question is, how do we revitalize our people? How do we re-energize them so that Jamaica can regain its former glory? Because I tell you what, I don't think that we're on the path of no return. I think it's an uphill battle, but I think we count our blessings, and we strive to win each battle.
Let me tell you the way I see it. there's a couple of things that we have to first we have to have in place. Accountability.
What does that tell me? What does that look like now?
And let me tell you what accountability look like.
Yeah.
Accountability starts with upholding the rule of law. People must be held accountable for crimes committed against society. You can't have people who pilferage the public purse and go home free and enjoy it. Ratty, because that sets a tone and an example for the country. Let me tell you, leadership is important in a Ratty. Leadership is important because whatever the leadership does, it trickles down into society. You wonder why Jamaica is so corrupt, because leadership is corrupt. It trickles down to society. If Jamaica had decent leadership that cared about the people, that cared about society, that was void of corruption, the society would be much, much better off. That focus on education, the society would be much, much better off. But when you have leadership that is obsessed with corruption and inflicting corruption every day in society, it trickles down to society. So it starts the first thing, it starts with accountability. People need to see accountability. But void of that, you don't stand a chance.
All right, let me listen to this. Hear me out. Listen to this question.
Mm-hmm.
You say that leadership must be accountable, and because leadership is corrupt, then it's going to be difficult to do that course correction that we're envisioning.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Leadership is corrupt. Leadership is corrupt, right? Let's take that as a given. What do you think about the judiciary? The people who have a chance to put these corrupt leaders.
The judiciary is a part of the leadership, isn't it? Isn't it a part of the leadership of the society?
Yeah, but we are split the atom now. We are split it
okay.
So people can understand what we are. Because when you say, for some people, when you say leadership, they're thinking only of politicians. They're not thinking about other public servants.
True.
So when we say no, okay, so the politicians, they commit the crimes. And now we're looking to the judiciary. We need consequences to flow there from. We need you to punish these people. But in some cases, we don't see it. So where do we go from there then? If them let them go, where we go from there?
So that is with and there lies the problem in society. So where we have to start from is a revision and a review of not only the legal system but the people we have in place. And this is where the challenges start. And that's why I said, Ratty, I'm an optimist. I don't want to be a pessimist regarding Jamaica. And that's why I said, does the people have the patience? Does the people have the patience to let this happen? It's going to take time because it didn't get here yesterday. It didn't start yesterday. It didn't start the day before. This happened over a period of time. So it's going to take a period of time for us to get out of this and to get back on track. Hello. So if we're talking about making changes start with new leadership. Number one, you need new leadership. New leadership with a focus on revamping and correcting the legal process and putting the right people in place to uphold the rule of law. You can't continue with the same people. So you have to. So these are the changes, fundamental changes that have to be made for societal change, because it's not just a cosmetic change that the country needs. The country needs a mental change. The mental makeup of the people of the country you have to find a way to change it. So you have to rule of law, then education. Rule of law along with education is the two fundamental things that Mark Golding will be challenged with. And when I say rule of law, he will have to send people to prison. Void of that, he will not last a full term. If Mark Golding do not fix the judicial system, put the right people in place, and prosecute the criminals, he will not last, because the people will not have the patience, and it will only get worse. Then he has to invest in education, mass investment in education. We have to bring back we have to start from kindergarten, tertiary education, secondary education. We have to get back to the fundamentals of education. We have to get back to the daycare providing. We have to get back to all of the basic things that has been eroded to create this anarchy in society, to create this uneducated society. So he has and that's why I told you a while back already. Mark Golding has a task, a monumental task, but we have to be careful that we don't set him up for failure and with too much expectations. We have to mitigate the expectations for him to be successful, because it's not, there's no magic wand to this, Roddy. There's no magic wand to this. And another thing that he's going to face that's going to be challenging, the cupboards. And we know this. Whenever Labour right come out of power, them take everything. The cupboards are going to be empty. That, if you know Jamaican, you know the history of Jamaica. That's and I'm not a Labourite, I'm not a PNP, but I'm a Jamaican and I know the history of Jamaica. Whenever Labour right lose office, them clean out the cupboard. Okay. So these are challenges that the opposition coming in will be faced with.
Well, let me leave it right there some more. Thank you for the reasoning, but I agree with you that it will be a challenging period.
It's a monumental task it's coming under.
But here's the thing. I'll leave you with this thought, though. They have shadow ministers, and they have PNP departments. If you were sitting in Mark Golding's shoes right now, what would you be doing? I'm not saying going to leave it right there, so I wanted the question to be a rhetorical question, but if you want to take a crack at answering it, please do so.
If I repeat the question,
a monumental challenge is ahead. Let's assume that Mark Golding and the opposition, they're successful. Presently, he has, because you said when them take over, the cupboards will be bare. Right now, he has shadow ministers and he has the PNP YO. If you were standing in his shoes now, what would you be doing with those two groups?
My first course of action would seek leadership for those two groups. You have to find the right person with the right voice to lead those two groups. You have to build consensus between both groups and define the goal of both groups. What is their goal? Where they're starting, and what is the end goal? That's the first thing you have to do with both for those groups.
You're the leader. You have set the goals and objectives for them.
No, Roddy. And that's where I differ. You're the leader. The goals and objectives need to come from the people.
Okay. Let me tell you why I'm going to say that to you. If you take your premise that nothing will be left there after the election, right? And now you sit down as witnesses and watch the man in my teeth in a broad daylight. And you have two groups of people. You have a shadow minister and you have a PNPY and you have other supporters. I'm telling you what I would be doing. My instruction would simply be this. Watch, document, publicize. That would be my message to them right now. You watch, you research, you document, and you publicize. Said this is what's going on in these ministries. So every ministry, me will make sure, say, like every month or two, we have a report on what's going on, similar to what the Auditor General is, but more frequent. And so the people get used to you coming out, telling them, hey, the man in my teeth money over there, son, the man in my teeth money over there. So this is how they're doing it, and this is who's doing it, and all that. And so people, what you're doing with that is that you're also managing people's expectations when you win, because you already point out to them, say, see them people are thief, one out about it. We need to get together, we need to do something, and if people don't move, when you go in, you already lay the foundation to say, you can't hold me accountable upon day one and tell me, so no one me fix the problems when the money mash up in 9 years with all the thievery and all of that stuff.
Roddy, that's not the reality of Jamaicans, though. Them no want to hear that.
What them want here?
Once you come in a power, are you? No matter where the man before you they do or not do. When you come in, them are look on you. It's you that they're looking on. You can't tell them something.
No, I disagree.
That's why I said,
No.
do they have the patience?
Hold on. When you talk like that, it sounds as if Jamaicans don't have no sense. I think I mean when you talk like that.
Turn him up. I hardly hear.
No, yeah, when you talk like that, you make it sound as if Jamaicans are completely stupid. You know, there's talk about education, formal education. Jamaicans are among some of the most they have common sense. They may not be formally educated per capita as some countries, but I'm telling you, Jamaicans have common sense, and so I agree with Ratty. You know, if you look at the president of the U.S. now. And not only with him, all across the world, Africa and wherever, people are now weary of politicians. And so what part of the campaign that Trump used was the whole talk about transparency. Transparency. If it is that those shadow ministers and those PNP-YO took advantage of being transparent, not every Jamaican is going to say, well, irrespective of that, this is what we expect of you. People have common sense. And once people see that you've given them, you've been given water to carry a basket, people have common sense and they will have reasonable expectation. Doesn't mean that all of them will have enough, but the majority of them will have reasonable expectation. And because part of what is happening in Jamaica is that there is not enough transparency. The media, and I don't know to what extent the government has control over the media, but the media is not doing what it is supposed to do. Part of the job of the media, that's why they have given access to these parliamentary meetings. Part of their job is to make the public aware of some of the things that are happening, and they don't do that. So part of it is not just the politicians. The media houses have a lot to do, which is why, again, you look at Joe Rogan, you look at non-traditional media sources, how much they have helped to shape perception around the world. Because those media houses that are recognized as media houses are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. To some extent, it appears as if politicians control these media houses and are feeding the public the narrative that they want them to get. So it's not just the politicians, the media houses have a lot to do with it. And that's why a lot of Jamaicans now seek to get their information from platforms like this because they themselves don't even trust the media sources. So when you say that the people, if attempts is being made to be transparent, it wouldn't matter. It matters, and it matters a whole lot. And it's actually rhetoric like what you are saying that make things worse. Because what you are saying is that if you become transparent, it pretty much don't make sense to become transparent because it's not going to matter. It does matter. Because that's the information. People are now being fed information, and that information is what they're going to act on.
Carla, you have the last word.
Well, Doc, I hear what you said, and I do agree with some of that. One thing we need to understand that the media houses of Jamaica should be ashamed of themselves. Should be ashamed of themselves. Mm-hmm. As a Jamaican, I am ashamed of our media. I am ashamed that our media is so cheaply bought and paid for. A media have a responsibility to the citizens of the country, not to any one man or any party.
Right.
And when you're a public media, like the ones we're supposed to be having in Jamaica, you're supposed to be objective, and you're supposed to filter information to the people. And Jamaica media for the most part, is failing the Jamaican people. It's failing the Jamaican people because of nepotism and because them licky. And it's sad that in 2025, our media has digressed to the point where they're easily bought and sold, when they should have been stepping up. For a poor country like Jamaica, a struggling country like Jamaica, the media plays an important role in elevating and educating and enlightening the people. The media in Jamaica is doing the opposite, and it's a shameful act. It's a very shameful act, and I do hope that better minds and better sense will prevail in the media in Jamaica and start speaking the truth, shining the light on the corruption, shining the light on the people that need to be shined. Ask the right and relevant questions and speak the truth, cause it what it will.
All right.
That's what I have to say, Roddy.
All right, my brother. Well, look, thanks for the reasoning. And
yeah, man, we talk.
Continue to support us and tune in this Saturday. Big.
Yeah, man. I never miss you, my brother. Never miss you.
Thank you so much, sir. Take care of yourself.
Respect.
Pick up your brethren them for me to wear all of the chicken wing them now.
Yeah, all right, Roddy.
Yes, people. Why, Jamaica, there's so much to talk about. But here we want to talk about now. We want to talk about some herbs and things, because, your health and your wealth. And I think I know what this is. Carla, good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where you calling?
Good night, good night. Calling from Jamaica, man.
Yeah.
Good night. Yes, man. Good night, Doc. Good night.
Yes.
Good night.
I hear that strike a nail a while with the previous caller. Previous caller because I said, if media, I've been talking a while, although I'm not going to university, the media in a Jamaica, anything happen to this country, they are supposed to be held accountable. They're responsible. If you notice, Ratty, the media becomes a political machine. The media where people used to look up to for news. In every case, Ratty, if you hear say one house burned down and a 3-bedroom, then put it say a 1. If you anything and flipping, no matter how simple, it be there flipping. Mr. Rattigan and the world. Jamaica is under siege. Jamaica under siege. And we the people have to think out of the box. And when things happen, we try to work the puzzle. Right? And look and say, no, sir, no cow can't jump over the moon. Because to how they do it, then try to keep us dunce, poor, fool, and make fool people can do the same thing. Make in your country a set of people only have a set of work. From you come from downtown and below crossroad, you must be a security guard, a helper, a gardener, a sideman, pan truck worker, a juicy beef and then place there. You are not supposed to be a lawyer. You are not supposed to be a nurse or a doctor. No, not like them there. And these are the things that people are gravitate to. You know how sweet and how nice it looks to go to a graduation and your child and say, that is my son. He has graduated as a doctor, or he's a lawyer now, or he's somebody. Every time, that's what the media have done. Look on Big Back, Marlon. A government can take up Marlon, Morgan, and have him on radio, attack peer crap. Look at what PJ Patterson has done to this country. PJ Patterson lift this country out of the backlamp ages. We're going to talk the things. There are things that probably should make set better. And him admit it. He's only human being. He's only human. More time without we have cook the rice and we put too much water in the rice. The rice soft, you understand? He's only you. It takes a man to apologize for what he has done. Where PGF bring this country to Port of Simpson, we never have no hope. There was no hope. Right? And every time, Mr. Andrew Wallace, me know you're listening. No? But let me tell you something. My advice to you is to just tie up your little ends them. And either you find somewhere run go, where we can find you, and just give in. Because you can't put this a trap here. You know why? The person or persons that you have around you, every time them open their mouth, they make the voter them get ignorant. Miss Favorite Williams use a big flap, best even know hour. People can't know budget, you know. We are going to tell we say you're going to raise threshold within 3 years. You think we are idiots? 3 years. We don't work with promise. My grandfather, God rest his soul, said promise is a comfort to a fool. You're going to put 10% this year, next year. A couple months to know have less in there. So I don't want to come with no promise. We tired of promise. Marlon Morgan, me, yeah, call up Jeffrey Tovar's name. Left Jeffrey alone. Left O'Brien alone. If people them do their work. Right? If America says no things said in people them not to come here. And then if you go argue with the news media. Right? Mr. Warmington said Gleaner and RG and all of them fight against Dr. Andrew Holness. Barbara Gill dead in a mystery. There was a Gleaner man who dead up at Spanish Town Road where they say gunman attacked him. All them the murder they have to go investigate. Right? He passed a man, found a man to go be a team, but they have to go exhume. And the doctor go tell we are kill him. So hand in a misery. Him man a spiritual will go by a cliff and when he finds say no, they didn't get up and go himself. All that them they. We not idiot Marlon Morgan. Come off a good people. Jeffrey Tumbaris, Wil Rattigan, Talk Your Mind, Andre Stevenson, Carlos and the whole of them and make we see what happen. Mystic. You saw Mystic slap, you know? Oh, me no hear no come out and say, who are going to sue? No one no hear can say, who are going to sue? And Mr. Vaz, you that's what talks on something, you see. Who are call, name, Mr. Buchanan, deported. Let me tell you something. A child creep before he walk. What Mr. Buchanan get into, he was a child or a young man with full of, and full when he understand the world yet. And him go through him learn. But you, Mr. Vaz, from 1983, you have something linger over your head. Where it will affect you, it will affect you right now. It will affect your pitney. And it will affect your pitney so as long as your lineage, them are going to say it. Even although you know go to prison for, it now come out for you. When you look again, Dr. Broomfield died in mysterious way. The man, nobody know wolf in death. That's on your shoulder. And when you come out and say you're a killer vase, you flush them out. Brother, I would recommend you find a river, put on pure white and go bawl to God. We go repent. Come off of people. Jamaica, we want back with Jamaica, no Lego. After with Jamaica. We want to pity them to be young. I thought about your pity them. Your pity them. Want to my pity them. And my grand pity them. Me not Jamaican. I hear some me born. I hear some me boy. I hear some me dead. I hear some me go bury. I no feel one year. You know. Uno name Vaz. You're a white man. See your parents never come on a boat. Come from Africa. Come here. So I don't come to Jamaica. I want to come push me out. But me tell you, people are stand up too, and them are going to stand up. And let me tell you again, regardless you see the police, them a jump, a few of them, the police force now back on neither the military because they can't get their money, they upset. So if the war broke out, don't think that them are go back on. And the international scene not backing on because they have no pan pivot. They see what no do with we. And I say them no see them see and know. So within the month where you have, just pack your little things them. 2 things you have. Either you prepare for prison or try run with random. Make when you wake up, nobody not find you. And go someplace weird down Madagascar. Weird down Madagascar. Don't go to Brazil or the Amazon. They will find you. Go weird down so. And they might have better appeal. Mr. Ratty,
Yes.
I need you to call me. I don't want you to call me. I need you to call me for a personal, too personal thing I want you brought down and explain to me because I like the knowledge and I want to do something, but I'm not doing it without you. Tell you what it is, put it to you, you analyze it and give me guidance.
Okay.
So I yield back to class.
All right.
Diane Simit, call her by her name. Diane Simit. That I have to tell them later.
All right.
Mr. Gamaka class.
All right. Yes.
Very involved student.
Very involved student, man. Front row that, you know. Front row student, man. Front row that, man. Before she anticipate everything with the professor was saying, man. She actually an student, graduate student that. A graduate student, man. So before you can even say a point, before you should finish your sentence, Phil. You know, that's how tuned in that's how tuned in she is to what's going on. And like I said, people tune in Saturday, because Saturday we have a lot of things we have to talk about. We're working on an interview with someone concerning SSL, and if we can finalize the details, we're going to play that on Saturday. Plus, we have 3 announcements, significant announcements to make. Two significant announcements to make. And we have a whole heap of guests that come on Saturday. So it'll be chock full of information that is worthwhile. Not information just like trivia, you know, like who are the world heaviest man or who are this. And no, we are talking about information that is pertinent and information that is relevant. Nothing for those clog up your mind like, whatever that. So tune in on Saturday. And Dr. Ben, you have a program on Sunday. You know the walk program.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Okay. Also,
but I record on Saturdays, so I do a lot of editing on Saturdays.
And then also people remember that Dr. Ben have that he's part of this program here. The one that rejuvenation program.
Retreat,
with
yeah.
COVID.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still going on, right?
Yeah, still going on.
Okay. So we have a lot of things going on. Producer top. Oh, such put up, yeah. Okay, here it is. There it is. All right.
Yeah, man. I'm just coming up from up there a while ago. That's where I'm coming from. So I'm actually in St. Thomas now. As I said, it's a beautiful facility. We have some persons there right now. Have some persons there right now. So wonderful experience. I've met with about 5 of them today. They're leaving tomorrow. So maybe we one time we can get them to share what the experience was like for them. But I'm really promoting Brand Jamaica. We want to do more of these. I tell persons it's good to get away from the concrete jungle and to re-immerse yourself. Just come and I should say to the Ratty, a number of persons have been coming. I don't remember the names but a couple persons have come. Through the program, have visited me in in Jamaica. Some are here last week, the week before. So I'm from England, from Canada, from America. So a couple persons have come. And yes, as Gillian said, we should open a herbal hospital. And we're working on that. Matter of fact, by the 18th, Joe Blogs. Right, Joe Blogs was here. So Joe Blogs came to see me in St. Thomas. Some persons come to St. Thomas, some come to Port Antonio, some come to St. Anto. So we've been seeing quite a number of persons. But we want them to have a fuller experience. My goal is not just to see persons in a clinical setting. It is to see persons in a natural setting, a holistic setting, because that's where the therapy is. Joe Blog says, "Oh, yes, you came to Saint Anne. We came and he came to. If you saw my wife, he was in Port Antonio. So a couple people have come. Some come with their wives, some come with their husbands, some come with their children. We met so many persons on the program. I think Joe Blogs is one of your moderator, right, Ratty?
Yeah, yes.
Right. So I met him and his wife in St. Anne last week. So, but we really want to see persons in that natural therapeutic setting, and that's something that we're showcasing. We've been we started our live again on Sundays, and we want to bring persons into some of these places just to walk barefoot, just to sit in the river, just to sap up, a little of the miracle, the healing that is available. And I'm telling you, I live in Jamaica, and for example, Saturday I was in a community called Nonsuch, and I just went off the road, and I'm telling you, I found a spot. I couldn't believe that something so majestic could be so available just by turning off the road. And, you know, that's how I get to re-energize, and that's how I get to power up for my busy schedule and for my weekly activities. So Saturday is a real time for me to, um, you know, treat myself by, just re-immersing myself into nature. So, want to share some of those with you guys.
Let me just say to Reggae Girl that Reggae Girl, know you're a strong supporter and you're going to run this Saturday. Tune in this Saturday because we're gonna answer some questions here. Because yes, when it's a protest, it's rebranded and it's not a protest, it's a rally. But we're gonna explain all of that to you and explain the roster of activities and potential speakers, and you're gonna be very impressed when you hear the things that we have. But tune in this Saturday, people, because we're working on some of the details right now, and this is going to be historic because it's going to be the first time that you have a diaspora group getting involved with Jamaicans on the ground in Jamaica to produce something like this. This is going to be sort of a healing for Jamaicans. This is going to be a sort of reconciliation for Jamaicans. This is going to be a sort of empowerment for Jamaica, reconnection for Jamaica, because we're all one. And we're going to prove that on that day. The unity is going to be in abundance when you see. Trust me. Trust me.
Yeah, and I mean, people. I talk a lot about people power because the people have the power. But the power can only be realized when the people come together. And so when the
Right.
people come together, the government is forced to listen. Whichever government it is, they are forced to listen.
Right.
So
And the issues we're going to raise, these are issues, Dr. Ben, that these are issues that affects every Jamaican. Every Jamaican. No matter where you come from, no matter your political, religious, philosophical, um,
persuasion.
no matter these issues that we are going to raise, and no matter who's in government, these issues will affect you and your children. So that's
Yeah,
why it's a family thing. So when we say family,
yeah.
so family will mean family because we are invite you and your children to come to this thing, and we are
Yeah.
going to explain the whole thing Saturday.
Right,
So
because it doesn't relate to term limit. That was something that I believe was a plausible argument. We've not heard anything else about it. The term limit policy, how long can because we usually have very good ideas, leading up to our election narrative. we usually have very good ideas leading up to an election, but after the election, those ideas seem to vacate. So if you want to have good ideas, if you want to, I don't think we short of good ideas. If you look back at the political campaigns of the previous years, a lot of the solution was given. It's just that when the election was over, so I can tell you that term limit was a good you may correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the Integrity Commission maybe was born out of that same thing. The Integrity Commission, an entity to hold leaders accountable. I believe it was born out of one of those pre-election era, and it was made manifest what the power that it has. So because it doesn't have the power that it should have, and we're seeing that now because of what this prime minister basically is doing. And not only that, but when the Integrity Commission makes certain findings, I don't think it has the power to really do any serious damage. So I think so what we need to do is to into the policy, reevaluate the Integrity Commission, and give it some powers, because that's a smart way of doing it, Trina. Because it's done in a way where you can't. It's a what do you call it, independent entity, but give it powers where it can send some politician to prison. And these are some of the policies that I believe that we need to see being put out there. Once we start to see those, if I was to run to power, because running politics, it's just a matter of you know what to do, and when it is done, basically, what should I say? You know what to do, but they have a way of, when they go into power, just allow that to just come out of the limelight. And this is where, again, the media fails, because the media should be the one that's making note of all of these policies. And then once you go into power, the media should be the one now that is holding you accountable to say, in the first 100 days, how much of the 10 policies that you campaigned on were you able to successfully implement? Okay, after 100 days, the next 200 days. And then now the whole country would know,
Right.
because you have a criteria to grade the government, So the media holds up these criteria before the country, so much so that if a party knows that they have not met most of those, they shouldn't even try, they shouldn't even attempt to run again, because it automatically means that no confidence is there for them to try to do it again. So
Right.
I believe that's how it should be.
That. Hey, I agree with you. I agree with you. And the promise is this is a season of promise right now. You're going to get a whole bunch of promises between now and election, but that's all there is to it. That's
Mm-hmm.
all there is to it. And getting back to the rally again, people tune in on Saturday, because you're going to hear details concerning this event. And believe me, you're going to be pleasantly surprised at what we're planning.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be
And I think to Ratty, because you've got program like this or programs like these, a good father for the next 4 years, if you for the next 4 years, a program like this would gather fodder from politicians. So, if they say, because if they're campaigning, you want to know what they're campaigning on.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And since the mainstream media is not making note or reminding the public as to what was the mandate upon which they were elected, non-traditional media can do the same. So if I had a channel who was built on content related to politics, for the next 4 years, whichever party win, it would be good to have the policies upon which they are campaigning, and then you would have those policies 1 to 10, 1 to 15, and they are constantly being evaluated. So you could say, okay, the first 100 days, 10 policies were presented, and those 10 policies are what we are grading. If we create a culture like that, where the nation has a culture of grading the government, because what we know is that a traditional media house, because most media houses are lean to a particular political party. They become political, what you call it, propaganda machine. And so this is where, because more and more people, this is not only in Jamaica, in the US, non-traditional media houses made a significant impact as it relates to the election. In Africa, in all over the world, people are now listening to non-traditional because people tend to trust non-traditional media platform because they believe that they are more objective. So I think that's the type of culture we need to bring back in Jamaica, or introduce to Jamaica. A culture where people evaluate political parties or governments based on policies. So guess what happened now? Successive governments will know that they can't win with music, they can't win with popularity, they can't win with defaming or criticizing the next government, because for the most part, that's what we know in Jamaica. We know about criticizing. We don't want to criticize. We want to hear policies that are going to make a difference. And then once we hear those policies, we want to encourage persons to go out and vote based on policies. And when government doesn't perform based on policies that they were elected to implement, they know that they're out.
You've raised some outstanding points, and one of them I'd like to unpack is the one where essentially you're saying that we shouldn't wait for the politicians and to tell us what they're going to do. We are the ones who have to say, if you want us to elect you, here's what you're going to do. And we are going to hold you accountable at intervals. So
Right.
it's 100 days. You tell us what you're going to do now for the first 100 days.
Mm-hmm.
Judge you after the first 100 days. The first 3 months, you tell us what you're going to do. Because once you start to get actively engaged in the governing or the governance of Jamaica, when I say governing, meaning that you hold them accountable to what they said or what you tell them you want to get done. And then yes, people get it done. It's going to be a different ballgame. The mindset, once people realize that we have the power, and therefore, when we say jump, the politicians then must say how high. We don't want to hear a politician like me or a politician tell somebody when them go to him and say, boy, we need a road, we need it. Him say, "One bother me for, me no give another $5,000 for the vote already. One come bother me for." That's despicable. And people just take it and just, So we need to get that. We need to get that change so that we are the ones who are going to sit down now. We are going to write the manifesto.
Right.
Them can't write for the manifesto, but
we know what we want.
We know what we want. So them can write a manifesto for all of Jamaica. I bet if communities start write them own manifesto and say, we can write what we want for the nation, but we want, this is our manifesto for our community, for our constituency. And if we know, and is either you tell we are going to get it, or you not get it. If you not give it, then we move on to somebody else.
That's right.
And if you don't do it, and we say, and we hold you accountable and find say you come up short, then forget about it. We're done with you. That is what people need to do. Now, granted, you got some licky people in you can't get it from that, But the overwhelming majority of the people say, you know what? We willing to give up the licky business in order to make sure say our community can develop, because the community is greater than one person. Once you get people start feeding into that mindset
Mhm.
and start taking the necessary action in terms of saying to the parliamentarian, you need to come and no politician not supposed to come see you when him feel like. He's supposed to
Right, right.
sit up.
So like the issue that you rose about the politician who is not going to parliament.
Ah,
What's the follow up with him? What's the follow up with him? Is he going now?
no, man, I mean, not think so. I'm gonna look on it this week, yeah. I'm not thinking about that man they are going away.
Right.
The
So,
mother pick somebody from constituency, then pick Damien for them.
so him not run again.
No, so him not no interest for really go out there and things like. And him constituency talk bad about him.
Okay.
So him not have no interest for go out talk. But guess what? Him still a get paid.
No, that should have cut off.
Him still a get paid.
Yeah, it should be fired, or it should be, you know, So these are the things I'm saying. So and what you just said is a very important point, because if communities were drafting their what they wanted, their policies, their what's the word you use again?
For the manifesto.
Their manifestos.
Hmm.
Then what would happen is that the leader of the party would now know that if somebody is not pulling, if somebody is a member of the party that is not pulling their weight, it is going to affect the party. So the party don't wait until a person like that chooses to do what he wants. The party makes a decision to say, listen, you have become dead weight. And we can't allow you to bring us down. So we have to let you go and find somebody who will do the work. That is eventually what is going to happen, Because when that happens, then people will be voting more for politicians who are performing rather than just the party or just a party. People will
Right.
vote for politicians who are performing. And so what should make up the government is those politicians who are collectively performing should determine the party that is in power. That is how it should be. People should vote for the politicians that are performing, and those politicians collectively who are performing determine the party that is in power. That is how it should be. Not
Yeah.
just you're going to vote for a particular color. I believe in people power. So that's what I believe about politics. I believe the politician that has the right policies, the right attitude, and that is going to perform, irrespective of whichever party is a part of, then that's a person that is more deserving of the vote.
Yeah. So what we need to do is energize the communities. And like I said, this is just a step in the right direction. This is not a panacea. This is not going to cure all the ills of Jamaica. It's a chance for all Jamaicans. And we're gonna invite people of all political stripes, all religious persuasion, all backgrounds to come out to this thing, yeah. And because it is going to be educational on a certain level. There's also going to be entertainment on another level. But the important thing is, Jamaica, we love a little entertainment, we love a little dance and things like that.
Yes.
We want to take care of
Vibes.
vibes. I will take care of the people. So, this is a way to say, listen, we care about what's going on in Jamaica so much so that we go and make our contribution to make sure that this event is going to be a success. And this event will involve and include you. So we need you to come out and bring your family. Bring your family, bring your picnic them. Bring your mother, bring your grandmother, bring your wife, bring your girlfriend, bring whoever you want. Come and hearken to the message. Come and listen to the message and hearken to it. And it gonna be nice, man. It gonna be nice. The organizers them in Jamaica, them really have put them shoulders to the wheel, and things are turn right now. So we're excited that we want to present the news to everybody this Saturday. And then after that, we're going to say, listen, we need the support. And so far I've gotten some support, some commitments of support, but we still need a lot more support because we're going to pull this one off. And this is going to be historic because people are going to want to cover this because it's the first of its kind. And there you go, we have it. People, Dr. Ben, there I know. Dr. Ben, you want to talk about her before we go? We have about 25 minutes to go. You want to talk about?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about a herb that's related to smoking, because Since lately I've been seeing a lot of persons with respiratory related ailments. We've been seeing a lot of persons with flu, but this year we've seen a couple of persons with COPD and other respiratory related issues. And so I really wanted to talk about something that, again, is affecting so many persons, and that is nicotine. Nicotine and nicotine smoke, cigarette smoking. There's a herb, I didn't plan to put a herb, but there's a herb that I want to talk about. It's a herb called Madam Fit. And let me see if it's too late now to send OT. OT, you can look it up and put it up. It's called Madam Fit. And
Regular
it's,
spelling, common spelling.
yeah, MADAM
Mm-hmm.
FATE, Fit. Madam Fit.
Producer OT, see if you can look up that and fling it on the screen, please.
Yeah, Madam Fit. And I'm going to give you, look up this word, Ipobroma. This is the scientific name. That will allow you to find it much quicker.
Well, OT, I look for that. Regular girl says she'll look for you, Doc. And she said she come, but she can't. She come too late, and she'll look for you. And you'll call you after because several people called me and said, boy, they might try to find you and can't find you,
Yeah, because I do consultations on the phone. And so that's why I give them the office number, because my phones, I have about 2 or 3 phones. And this one, I do consultations on it. So if I'm doing consultations, I put it on Do Not Disturb. So a lot of times your call, you won't get me. And most of your call, I have to return the call. So I'm gonna give you another number, which is the office number, which is the nurse, and she always makes sure that I get to the persons. But this is megawatt. And oh no, she's a megawatt. She's talking.
Oh, mega.
Yeah, yeah. But a lot of people.
Girl, I look for megawatt. Okay.
Yeah. But a lot of people.
I look for somebody to bring go to rally in Jamaica, because I say bring megawatt. I never girlfriend alone. I say you can bring wife, you can bring mother, grandmother, children, auntie, uncle, cousin, friend, neighbor. Even your enemy, you can make friend for that day and bring the enemy come, because we not have a whole heap of things in common when they come. And you see megawatt pick out though. Mention none of them things they mention. Say me same can bring girlfriend. Say more fine.
I put you in a problem, eh?
Yeah,
But yeah, so the plant that I put there, OT is a plant, Hippobroma longiflora. It's called Madam Fit.
Yeah, well, shall look for that one. Caller. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from? Caller?
Philadelphia.
Oh, Miss Philadelphia, talk to us. What on?
Nothing much.
Yes.
Dr. Ben, good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Dr. Ben, I have a question for you in regards to a family member that has at least feet and it smells awful. No matter what they try, it does not work. When the shoes is off, oh boy, the smell is terrible. So, do you have any recommendation for something like that?
Well, first of all, it may be moisture.
I'll hang up while you answer.
Yeah, it may be moisture. Maybe the person has sweaty feet, which is what is causing the moisture. So that person has to be careful what they're wearing. Some shoes are not breathable. And so because it's not breathable, it encourages sweating, and then the sweating now encourages the production of certain bacteria, which causes that. So I would say to the person, be careful of whatever shoe. Make sure that the person wears shoes where that is, that allows them to the feet to be more ventilated. Persons who have sweaty feet, for example, should stay away as much as possible from sneakers, those type of shoes, and maybe wear more sandals where there is more aeration. Now, if the person has athlete foot, a good treatment is neem oil. And you can go to the pharmacist. There's a product called, oh my goodness, what is it called again? And that product is very, very, very good. It's not a herbal product, but it's a very good product. Uh, Soon come to me. My Quota, that's the name of it. My Quota cream. MY, write it here. So this is something that's very good. Most times, if you use that in 3 days' time, the athlete foot goes away completely. So that's something that I recommend. My Quota cream for athlete foot. All right. Yeah, man. So the herb that I want to talk about is um, a herb called Madam Fate, and it's a herb that's used a lot for wounds. As a matter of fact, I've shared this with so many persons. If you get this herb, Madam Fate, if you dry it, powder it, and use about 100 grams of Madam Fate to 20 grams of golden seal powder, and make that into and combine both the micro the Madam Fate powder and the golden seal powder. It's very good for wound. I recommend it to so many persons who have diabetic ulcers. You just dust it on it, and it helps to heal it up. This is so good that if you're not careful, it will heal the top of the wound before it is healed underneath. That's how good it is. It works very fast. But this is a herb that is high in nicotine. It's a herb that's high in nicotine, and so it's a herb for a lot of persons who are addicted to smoking. It's a herb that has been traditionally smoked instead of cigarette to get persons off cigarette smoking. So there are a lot of persons out there who are hooked on cigarette, and cigarette has some very harmful compounds in it. Every puff of cigarette contains about a mixture of nicotine and carbon monoxide. So each time you smoke, it temporarily increases your heart rate and blood pressure and injures your blood vessels. So every time a person you smoke a cigarette, you potentially increase your heart rate and your blood pressure. And the nicotine has many other negative effects. One of the things that it does is that it affects the teeth, it causes yellowing of the teeth, it causes yellowing of the facial hair, it causes bad breath. And another thing that let me see, this just last week, let me see, one, two, from last week to now, I've been introduced to about 4 persons with lung cancer. 4 persons with lung cancer. And one of them said that he wasn't a smoker. So I don't want it to look as if only people who smoke get lung cancer. But it is one of the leading causes of lung cancer. And you really wonder, and that's what I'm telling you, there's serious hypocrisy. Because the amount of damage that smoking causes, you wonder how is cigarette legal in countries. And that is to show you how hypocritical it is. That once you have enough money, almost anything can become legal. Right? But smoking of cigarettes is a serious problem, not only in Jamaica but across the world. It accounts for, a lot of people, persons who have heart disease, memory loss, is also attributed to smoking. premature aging, because all that carbon monoxide goes into your system. It causes premature aging. Low sperm count has been linked with cigarette smoking. COPD, as I mentioned before, a lot of persons who have respiratory problems, who have problem breathing. Wrinkles, is also linked to smoking. So a lot of persons who are finding it difficult to stop that, to break that habit. You can get yes, thank you very much, OT. So that's it. That's this. They call it Star of Bethlehem, or it is called Madam Faith. And this is a herb that is used in a lot of spirit medicine. It's used a lot in spirit medicine, not only in Jamaica, but outside of Jamaica, because it is believed that it can help to ward off evil spirits. This herb here, Madam Faith. So a lot of mother woman, a lot of scientists, as Ratty call them, a lot of scientists use this herb. But it's a very powerful herb. As I said, it's used a lot by, they call them scientists, for bad foot. Right? So when it is claimed that you have a bad foot, somebody give you a bad foot now better, then this is one of the herbs that are used. So they make a tea from this herb and they use it to wash the wound, and it accelerates healing. And I know I've recommended it to many persons. And the last person was somebody who was going to lose his toe. Diabetic person was going to lose his toe. And I told him how to use it. And he used it and his foot was completely healed up. I shared it with another friend recently who had she had her mother-in-law coming to live with her, and mother-in-law had a bad foot that wouldn't get better. And I told her what to do, and she told me that, she even sent me the pictures. She said it take something like 28 days. And the massive wound that was spreading, the mother-in-law had it for 14 years. 14 years she had the wound for, and it wouldn't get better. And she used this along with the golden seal, and the wound was completely healed in 28 days. So this is a herb that is some good view of it. If you dry the leaves, and smoke it. For those persons who are smoking, if you dry the leaves and smoking, because it's high in nicotine, it satisfies that nicotine craving. It's not as harmful as cigarette because it don't contain the harmful substances that cigarette would have. But what you're trying to do is to satisfy the urge, the desire for nicotine. So the desire for nicotine will be satisfied by this herb. What I never thought about is maybe drinking it. But I know if you smoke it, it will help. If you taste the flower, this white flower, if you pull it out of the plant and just tip it on your tongue, it will produce a little sap. If you put it on your tongue, almost immediately you feel all the nicotine at the back of your throat. You feel that nicotine sensation at the back of your throat is very strong. So this is a herb that I recommend for persons who are smoking and who want to stop their smoking. So it's good for those persons who are on smoking, because smoking causes so many health conditions. It's one of the biggest cause of lung cancer. And let me tell you something. Sometimes what you have to do is to visit. If you're smoking and you want to stop, maybe you need to visit the hospital or talk to some of the persons who have lung cancer. It is a very, very, very uncomfortable cancer. There's one gentleman that I went to do a house visit last week, Thursday, and he was lying in the bed, could hardly breathe. So you think about somebody who have their perfectly good lungs and have to pay thousands of dollars to be on oxygen, you realize how privileged you are to have your good lungs, and you are smoking to destroy your lungs. So that's one of the serious causes of smoking. And what you need to do is to be mindful of that. As I said, it causes premature aging. People who smoke tend to age much more faster, and they have more wrinkles, because what is happening is that every puff of smoke that you inhale diminishes the skin's oxygen supply by reducing circulation. So when you're taking that smoke, you're actually robbing your body of oxygen. And not only that, collagen, the fibrous protein responsible for producing new healthy skin, is greatly reduced, while the water content of the skin also drops significantly. So that's one of the reasons why people who smoke age, because for you to look young and fresh, the body has to produce a thing called collagen. And so when you smoke, that cigarette is taking oxygen out of your body, and it's also affecting the amount of um, collagen that the body produces. So it leads to premature aging. And so a lot of persons who smoke tend to look years ahead of their actual age. Men who smoke may have a lower sperm count, as we said. And then smoking also tend to cause men to have lower sex drive. So a lot of men who want herbs to increase their sex drive, maybe what you may need to do is to consider stop smoking. That's why we're finding so many young men now who are having the problem in their 20s, because all they do is all day take one spliff like the next one, and it's not just cigarette but grabber. So by doing that, you are diminishing your manhood. All right, so it causes low erection. On average, smokers had sex only half the times compared to non-smokers, and it is also less gratifying. So you also have, not only do you have less sex, but you enjoy it less as well. Now, if that is not one of the reasons to stop smoking, I don't know what is. But it is one of the big effects. It also affects the semen as well. People who smoke tend to have a lower quality semen, lower quality sperm, because of the toxins from the nicotine. So the toxins from the nicotine also weaken sperm count. It also weakens the sperm's motility, and it also affects the lifespan of the sperm. So that's also another reason why you want to stop smoking. For females, it causes, it causes not only infertility or lowers the fertility rate of men, but it causes low fertility in women as well. And we know that it can also reduce the amount of estrogen that the body produces, which is the main sex hormone in women. And that also affects menstruation and reproduction in women. So, so many persons out there are smoking, and because of that. Let me just pause to see if anybody have any question.
Yeah, we have 4 minutes to go. Any questions? Any questions? We have 4 minutes to go, people. 4 minutes.
All right, no question. All right, so yes, so smoking also, for women, smoking also causes a reduction in the flow of blood to the genitalia. So for women, it also causes a reduction in the blood flow to the genitals, those sensitive parts of the body that would, cause arousal or cause gratification. And so it's not only something that affects men, it affects women as well. So this is something that we really need to get out of our lifestyle. Smokers tend to suffer from heart disease and strokes. And this is because fat deposits block blood vessels and lead to heart attack. When you think about the many negative effects of smoking, you wonder why and how people smoke. Not only does it affect people, it affects the environment. Second-hand smokers, people who are not smoking, are also affected and implicated by those who smoke. So, tonight I just want to, discourage, because it's very hard to see somebody come before you with something like a disease that they themselves, through their lifestyle, contributed to it. It's mind-boggling when you look at what the many, many dangers of smoking, you wonder why somebody would pick that up in the first place. So bones, the brittle bones. I mean, so many negative effects for pregnancy. It can lead to deformation of children. So many negative effects of smoking. So tonight I just want to, discourage somebody who is smoking from doing so. So as I said, this herb, if you're looking at this herb, you can get the leaves, you can dry it, and you can smoke it. I'm gonna check out to see, I don't know, in terms of drinking it. If you don't wanna smoke it, maybe you could smoke it for a week, and then after a week or so, drink it as a tea to satisfy your nicotine craving, and then help transition away from it.
All right. Producer, start roll we out now. Give a look at the Reggae Global theme song there for you. Can't hear you. And at the same time, we are bringing some information and education about your health. So you can't ignore. These are things you just can't ignore. A program like this. And don't forget, tune into Dr. Ben on Sundays. He has a program.
3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock.
Right.
3 and 8 for the live.
And then he also has this thing going on. This thing right here. The next session is Friday, March 28th to Sunday, March 30th. And then they have one more after that, April 25th to April 27th. A worthwhile experience. People, go check it out. Your health is your wealth. So, okay. So what we are going to do now, we are going to just call it a night. And Dr. Ben, I'll link it tomorrow. I will have some little things. Some people call me. I'll link you with them. And then, and then people, don't forget, Saturday. Big news on Saturday. Can't afford to miss it. Enough guests, enough information. Come with your notepad, come with your pen, because learning will continue. Until then, keep on the soul. Good night. Go pick up my brother. All right.